Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Hope you all are doing extremely well. First of all, before proceeding further in the video, is an humble request from my side that if you haven't subscribed the channel till now, make sure to subscribe. Definitely, it will be a source of motivation for me to make more such videos for you, and it will be helpful for you. After all, you'll be getting all the job updates, programming related stuff, and other placement related stuff that we used to put on YouTube channel. So obviously that is going to be very helpful. So do subscribe the channel, turn on the bell icon, and be a part of our Telegram community as well. The link for the Telegram community is given in the description itself. So as you can see right now that in this video we are going to solve a problem. The problem is count triplets with sum smaller than x. So let's understand the problem statement first. Let me tell you that how the flow is going to be. First of all, we'll be understanding the problem statement. Then we'll be understanding the approach. And at the last, we'll be jumping to the coding part. Okay. So basically, an array ARR consisting of distinct integers has been provided to you and a value sum is provided. Your task is to find out the count of triplets I, J, K, where I should be less than that of J, J should be less than that of K, with the sum of ARRI plus ERR of J plus ERR of K should be smaller than that of the given value sum. So here's that value sum is given to you. You have to make sure, you have to check that the sum of the ARR of ith and ARR of jth and ARR of kth element should be smaller than that of this sum value, right? So if we'll be understanding with the help of this example, so here you can see the n value is 4 and sum given to you is 2, right? So there are 4 elements in your array. So basically you have to determine the count of the triplets where the sum of ARR of I plus J plus K will be smaller than that of this given value. So here you can see if we are taking this pair minus 2 plus 0 plus 1, you'll be having what? You'll be having minus 1, which is obviously lesser than that of 2. If we are having minus 2 plus 3 plus 1, so this is not making a proper pair, right? Obviously, we won't be able to satisfy the given condition. If we are having minus 2, 0 and 3, what will be the sum? That will be 1. And obviously, 1 is lesser than that of 2. So we are satisfying the required condition. So these are the two possible triplets that are satisfying the given condition, and hence we are getting 2 in the output. Let's understand with another example as well. So here n value given to you is 5 and sum given is 12. So here you can see what are the possible pairs that we can have. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4 if you are taking what is the sum? 4 plus 3, 7 plus 1, 8. 8 is lesser than that of 12. So yes, we can consider it. 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5 is giving you the sum 9, which is lesser than that of 12. So obviously, this will be considered. 1, 3, 7 is giving you 11, which is again lesser than that of 12. And also we can take 1, 4, 5, for which also the sum is lesser than that of 12. So possible like total counts of triplets that are satisfying the given condition is 4, and hence we are getting 4 as the output. So basically our task is to write a function. This is a function problem, so you don't need to take any input and all, as it is already accomplished by the driver code. We have to simply complete the function count triplets that is given to us, as you can see, which is taking an array, its size, and integer sum as parameter, and you have to return the count of triplets. So expected time complexity that they have mentioned is big of n square, and also they don't want to take us any extra space as well. That's why expected auxiliary space they have provided is constant. Okay, so here's some constant as well given. So let's understand that first of all, there will be a brute force approach that has already come in your mind. Let's discuss everything in brief. So for this particular problem, the brute force approach, or I can say the simple solution that will be there in your mind is that let's run 3 loops where we can consider all the triplets one by one. For every triplet, what we can do is we can compare the sum and we can increment the count if the triplet sum is smaller than that of the given sum that is provided to you. Or let me write the logic itself, sort of, that what you will be having in your mind is, let's take first loop I0 and n minus 2 I plus plus, then another loop for j, okay, it should be I plus 1, I plus 1, because if you are considering this one, then j should be this one, right? So j less than n minus 1, j plus plus, then another for loop int k equal to j plus 1, then k less than n, k plus plus. And now inside this for loop, what we can do is we can simply check that if ARR of I plus ARR of j plus ARR of k, if it is lesser than that of given sum, we can have a count variable and we can just increment it if this condition has been satisfied, right? So this should be one approach in your mind. You should be having that approach in your mind, that this is how we can achieve the given target that is given to us. Okay, but one thing with this given solution is that with this approach is that, first of all, let's talk about the time complexity. So that is big of n cube, right? What will the time complexity for this particular solution? That will be big of n cube. But in the given question, they have asked us to come up with a solution with a time complexity of big of n square. But one thing I would always suggest, that always start with a brute force approach and then further try to optimize your solution. So I guess that brute force approach you must be having in your mind and it is sort of clear. Then let's jump to the efficient solution now that we can use for solving this problem. Now, what can be the efficient solution for this particular problem is that first we'll be sorting our array and then we'll be using the two-pointer approach for solving this particular problem. Let's understand how this is going to work. Let's suppose if this is the array given to you. First of all, what we are going to do is we'll be sorting it. So on sorting, what array you will be going to get is 1, 3, 4, 5, 7. So this is the sorted array. Now, let's suppose there we have I that is pointing to our initial element, then j pointing to element one step ahead that of I, and here is one element that is, here we have k that is pointing to our last element. Now what we are going to do is just think about this. So first of all, we'll be taking a loop. If in coding terms I'm saying, so I less than n minus 2, I plus plus. Now accordingly, we'll be setting the value of j as, so we can have int j equal to I plus 1, one step ahead of I, and another value k as n minus 1. Now, before proceeding further, let's see how this approach is going to work. So the sum value is what that is given to you is 12 here. So we can check that if ARR of I plus ARR of j plus ARR of k, if it is lesser than that of 12, then for sure what you can say is in between whatever the elements will be, they'll be also making the possible triplet, because 7 is the largest element. It is the sorted array. If this pair of I, j, ARR of I, ARR of j and ARR of k satisfying the condition, then obviously the elements before it, that is 4 and 5, they'll be also satisfying the condition. So 1 plus 3 plus 7 is going to give you what? 11. And 11 is lesser than that of 12. So this is one possible pair that we can have. Now you know that if it is a possible pair, if it is satisfying the condition, then obviously the element, this 4 and 5, so 1, 3, 4 and 1, 3, 5, they are also going to satisfying the condition that has been asked to us. So 1, 3, 4, you can see the sum is what? 8. 1, 3, 5 sum is what? 9. So what we can do is we can simply put a while loop here, and this while loop is going to work till the time j value is lesser than that of k. And here we'll be having that if ARR of I plus ARR of j plus ARR of k, if it is lesser than that of sum, as of now I have written as S itself, that is our sum, right? If it is lesser than that of sum, then what will be the count of the possible pair? You can see here, you can see how many pairs we got, 3 pairs. So what is the possible count? How you'll be updating the value of your count variable? Let's suppose initially that is 0 itself. So we'll be doing what? Count equal to count plus k minus j. As of now, what is the value of k? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 minus 1, 4. And j value is 1. So 4 minus 1, that is c. And you can see this is the pair. This is the count of pair that we are getting. So we'll be updating the value of c as c plus k minus j. Also, we'll be incrementing the value of j, because now we have considered it. As of now, like I will remain fixed. Okay, so if this condition has been satisfied, so we'll be incrementing the value of j. What if this condition has not been satisfied? As of now, it has been satisfied, but what if it has not been satisfied? It means you are getting a sum which is greater than equal to the given value. So what you'll be trying to do, what you'll be focusing on to reduce the sum. How you can reduce the sum? If you can decrease the value of k, then you can reduce the sum, and then again you can check for this condition, right? So if this is the condition, we got, then we are going to update the value of count variable, and we are going to increment the value of j. Otherwise, what we are going to do is, if this is not the case, so we'll be decrementing the value of k. That is what we are going to do. Okay. So now, as if the condition has been met, so we'll be updating the value of j as this one. Now, again, we are going to consider the pair. So 1 plus 4 plus 7. 7 plus 4, 11 plus 1, 12. 12 is obviously what? It is equal to 12, but not lesser than that of 12. So obviously, this condition isn't satisfied, else part will be executed. So k value will be shifted to here. Now, k is pointing to 5. Again, we are going to check. So 5 plus 4, 9 plus 1, 10. Yes, so this is making a possible pair. This is making a possible pair. So we'll be updating the value of count as, what is the previous value of count? 3 plus j value is what? J value is 2. And k value is what? 3. 3 minus 2, that is 1. So you can see only one pair we have got. So now what will be the value of, say, that will be 4 itself, right? That will be 4. Okay. Now, j value will be further incremented, right? J value will be further incremented, but now j value is not lesser than that of k. So this while loop will be coming out of this while loop. Now, I value will be incremented. So let me write it here. 1, 3, 4, 5, 7. So I value will be incremented. So I is pointing to this one now. J is one step ahead of I, and k is at the last. Now we'll be considering this pair. So 3 plus 4, 7. 7 plus 7, 14. Again, this is not meeting the criteria that we do have. So if that is not the case, so what we are doing is we are decrementing the value of k. So let's decrement. So k is pointing to this one, this element now. So 3 plus 4, 3 plus 4, 7 plus 5, 12. Again, this is not meeting the criteria. This is not satisfying the given criteria. So what do we have? Decrement the value of k. So k will be pointing to this one now. But again, j less than k, this condition, this is not true. So we'll be coming out of the while loop now. Right? Now, this I has become now what? It has become 2 now. And what is the value of n here? 5. 5 minus 2. Till the time 5 minus 2, that is 2 less than 3, condition is still true. So it is still going to work. Now, let me write it again. 1, 3, 4, 5, 7. So I is pointing to 4. And j is one step ahead, and k is at the last. Fine. Now again, so see, this is the only pair that we do have. So again, we'll be checking 4 plus 5. You can see again, this is not meeting the criteria that we do have. The sum will be greater than that of 12. So what do we have? We have that decrement the value of k. If we are decrementing the value of k, now you can see the k and j has become equal. It means this while loop condition has become false, which is j less than that of k. So we will come out of the loop, right? And after this, I value will be 3, 3 lesser than 3, condition is false. Obviously, we won't be able to get triplets now. So how many number of triplets did we got? We got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. and hence 4 is our correct answer. Now, what is the time complexity for this approach? So first of all, you have to sort the array, and then we are going to for loop and this while loop. So overall time complexity of this particular approach is what? Big O of n square, and hence we are satisfying the criteria. Like in the problem statement, it was clearly mentioned that we should have to come up with an approach with a time complexity of big O of n square, and also we are not using any extra space here, right? So I hope the approach is pretty much clear to you, and if it is, then let's jump to the coding part. And if it is somewhat not clear, then what I would suggest is please watch the video again. It will be clear, and then you can see the code part. Also, I have provided the link for the code in the description itself, so you can check it from there, right? So let's see the code now. So as you can see, we are just implementing the logic that we just discussed, that first of all, you have to sort the array. So that's what we are doing here. Then we have a count variable, which will be storing the total number of pairs, total number of triplets that are basically satisfying our condition, right? And then we are having this for loop and j and k. So j will be one step ahead that of I, and k will be n minus 1. Then this while loop, inside this while loop, we are doing all the logic that we have to do for the comparison of sum with the summation of triplets, that is ARR of I, ARR of j, and ARR of k. So if the summation, that is S1, we are getting, if it is lesser than that of sum, so we are updating the value of count as well as we are incrementing the value of j. Otherwise, we are simply decrementing the value of k, and we are just following that particular approach that we just discussed, right? So the link for this code is given in the description itself. So if you want to have a look, you can check it from there as well. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Hope you have understood the complete problem statement, the approach, and the code part as well. If it is so, then make sure to hit the like button and do subscribe our channel. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.